Well, it's Friday, and you know what that means. I'd like to welcome you to the 10th episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show. That's right, the 10th episode. Man, time flies by. I'm your host, sports reporter Dominic Polio, and for today's show, I've got Point Borough football and Point Borough girls soccer as the only two remaining teams playing games. We're going to start with Point Borough football as they hosted Raritan in the first round of the Central Jersey Group 2 playoffs. Let's take a look. It was a rematch that people were looking forward to Friday when the Point Borough football team hosted the Raritan Rockets in the first round of the Central Jersey Group 2 playoffs. The Panthers had beaten the Rockets in the first meeting, but this time it was Raritan that had the upper hand to win the contest 17-7. The majority of the first half remained scoreless, with Point Borough missing a field goal attempt in the closing seconds of the first quarter. It was not until Raritan's Mark Carnival capped a quick drive with two throws to Jordan Smith for a score. The 38-yard reception put them up 6 before they converted the extra point, and Point Borough went into the half trailing 7-0. It was not the first time the Panthers were down this season, and the Panther pick kept spirits high as the third quarter began. Point Borough executed a 12-play all-run drive that ended with Noah Husak punching it in for the score. Ansbach was good between the uprights, and we're tied at 7. With under a minute left in the third quarter, Carnival takes the ball in himself after fumbling the snap from 1 yard out. Another good kick, and the Rockets are back on top. Point Borough struggled to get their option offense moving, and with 3:08 left on the clock, Gavin Toth hit a 24-yard field goal to extend Raritan's lead to 17-7. Borough looked to keep the game interesting after a 42-yard connection from Husak to Hayden Fry. Unfortunately, on the next pass attempt, the Rockets intercepted a tip ball and returned it to Borough's 29-yard line. They ran out the clock to take the victory, and Borough's football season came to a close at home. They say the only thing harder than beating a team is beating a team twice. It's unfortunate that the football team season had to come to a close last Friday, but it was a historic season. It was also great that you guys were able to do it in front of your home crowd, the crowd that's been there to support you from the beginning of the season. Just remember to keep your heads high and keep your goals even higher. Now we're going to go into Point Borough girls soccer, who played 2 great games this past week. We're going to start with the most recent game, which occurred on Tuesday, where the Panthers traveled to Richland, New Jersey to take on Homedale in the Group 2 championship tournament. Let's see who came out on top. The Point Borough girls soccer team met their match Tuesday when they played Homedale in the semifinals round of the Group 2 championship tournament at St. Augustine Prep School in Richland. The Hornets edged out the Panthers by 1 goal, 2-1. Homedale struck first in the 22nd minute when Hannah Lee turned a Gabby Bear throw-in into a goal. Making matters worse, just before the half, Borough goalie Amy Zaleski gets her plant foot jammed in the turf while clearing a 50-50 ball that Bear almost beat her to. As you can see, there wasn't much contact between the two players, but Zaleski ended up with the worst of it, clutching that left knee almost immediately. She was assisted off the field, and freshman Riley Sexton came in. She was quickly tested before the half came to a close, with Borough down 1-0. 5 minutes out of the half, Homedale had their second goal. This time it was Lee to wide open Bear, who finished the score with ease. The Panthers continued to persevere, and with just under 10 minutes left in the game, it was Devin Wondolowski that fought her way around the Homedale goalie for the score. She quickly ushers the team back to midfield to save as much time as possible. The final 9 minutes of the game is where both teams put it all on the line, and play got more intense and more physical. One particular play that left the fans in dismay was a no call here when Hornet defender Kaylee Flynn made a play on Robin Fiorentino instead of the soccer ball. The football-esque tackle went uncalled, and Homedale's defense kept the Panthers at bay to close out the 1-goal win. Man, that game was intense and physical from start to finish. It was great entertainment, and it's unfortunate that you guys didn't end up on top. But you can't let that last loss define what you did this past season. It was a great season. I was there from start to finish. and I loved having a front row seat. So now I've put together your best highlight from your best game, from your most important game all year. Let's take a look at your 4-3 overtime win over West Deptford for a sectional title. This was the game for the ring. With a sectional title on the line, the Point Borough girls soccer team hosted West Deptford in the final round of the South Jersey Group 2 state tournament. The game was decided in overtime, but before we look at that, let's see what got us there. Devin Wondolowski got things started for the Panthers with this goal after working her way around a defender. The next goal came by way of Wondolowski after she was taken out in the box going for a loose ball. Robin Fiorentino took the penalty kick to notch the second goal of the game. The Panthers went into the half up 2-0 and quickly found their third goal of the game 2 minutes into the second half. Wondolowski chased down a Julia Fitzsimmons pass and instead of taking the shot, dropped the ball off to Caitlin Sider, who went between the goalie's legs for a 3-0 Borough lead. It was a quick score, but in even quicker fashion, that lead was diminished. It all started with this unintentional handball in the box that gave West Deptford a penalty kick. Gabby Saleo laced a shot past Amy Zaleski, and they were on the board. Then, just 1 minute later, West Deptford turned this clear into an attack. Sam Budd wiggled her way around Amy Burnquist and Rachel Bailey and laid the ball in the back right corner. Just like that, the Panthers were holding fast to a 1-goal lead. Now, with under 10 minutes left to go in the game, it's Budd again. This time with the header and the equalizer, and we're going to overtime, knotted at 3 apiece. As the huddle breaks, Fitzsimmons says something to Sider right before the overtime begins. I don't know what she said, but take a look at the result from start to finish. Can you believe it? Just 21 seconds into overtime and Sider nets the golden goal and your Point Borough Panthers win the sectional title. Head coach Mike Edelo was proud of the effort his players put forth the entire game despite giving up the lead.
Come and win like that, that's a tremendous goal to win the game. And, all season we talked about making sure of things. And today, though we let the team back into the game, we did everything we could. And, we wanted to make sure that this was ours this year. And I couldn't be happier or more proud of each one of these kids.
Wondolowski, who got things started for Borough, knew the break at the end of the game was all they needed.
It felt amazing. I think we just needed that little break to recollect ourselves and get ourselves situated, and then the product was amazing.
And of course, Sider, who hit the golden goal, hopes the win brings a little more recognition to the tough B-South squad.
I think it means a lot because we don't normally get the respect that we deserve. And with this, people will actually respect us. Even though, we're the 2 seed, we still, in short conference, we still don't get the respect that we deserve.
Point Borough fought hard for their win and will forever be remembered as champions. It was a spectacular game, an even more spectacular finish, and a well-deserved one at that. Congratulations again on the win, and congratulations on a great season. Those are all the highlights I have for you for this episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show. But as I know, and you know, there's always more in the newspaper. So make sure you pick up your copy of the November 20th issue of the Ocean Star. You can follow me on Twitter at Dom Polio. That's at DOMPOLLIO. Once again, I'd like to thank you for stopping by and checking out the show. Give it a like, give it a share, and I hope to see you again next week, where I'm going to bring you one more show pertaining to the fall sports season. Reporting for Star News Group, I'm Dominic Polio.